Hey guys, check out this bad boy. Yeah, we're going to do this one. If you're in my online class, you'll actually see a problem very similar to this in your homework. That's why I chose this, because it's kind of a beast. So we're going to simplify, and we're going to leave answers with positive exponents. Z to the fifth x, all that raised to the 1/10 power. And in the denominator, z to the negative 1/2, x to the 1/5. So there are several ways to approach these kinds of problems. My thoughts here are trying to think, well, what would the student try to do first? And I suspect you'd want to do something with that 1/10 first, correct? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that is one approach. Some people also might want to take the z to the negative 1/2 and put it in the numerator. That's also fine. So I'll go ahead and do my first idea to kind of distribute that 1/10 through. So that's going to be z to the 5/10, right? 1/10 times 5, which it'll reduce in a second. X to the 1/10. My denominator is still z to the negative 1/2, x to the 1/5. Yeah, let me reduce that 5/10 real quick. In fact, I'll do it in the same step. I'll just write that as 1/2. There. Now, if you're thinking that these z's are just going to drop out because of the 1/2s, they won't. They would if they were both to the positive 1/2. That's not what's happening here. So your next thing you might want to think about doing is, some people like to think of it this way. Like bases getting divided will subtract the exponents. So the question is, where do you subtract it? Subtract it all in the numerator or in the denominator? Well, I like to say that the exponent, the bigger exponent, is going to dictate what side of the fraction bar it's going to be on. So the 1/2 in the numerator here is obviously bigger than the negative 1/2 in the denominator. So we're going to be subtracting z to the 1/2 minus a negative 1/2. And that'll take care of the z's, okay? So the z to the negative 1/2 is moving up to the top. I'm using the quotient rule for exponents here. Now let's look at the x's. 1/5 and 1/10. Which one's bigger? 1/5 is, right? So that's going to dictate what side of the fraction bar we're going to be subtracting for the x's. So this will be x to the 1/5 minus 1/10. Notice it's on the denominator. Let me come down here now. So we're looking at z to the 1/2 plus 1/2, right? A negative times a negative is a positive there. And in the denominator, let's get a common denominator for those exponents. So that 1/2 is now going to be 2/10 minus the 1/10 over there. So now we can subtract there. So the numerator, z to the 1/2 times 1/2 is, or 1/2 plus 1/2 is z to the first. And then downstairs, 2/10 minus 1/10 is 1/10, so that's x to the 1/10. So I pretty much got it. It's z over x to the 1/10. So this is a combination of the power rule, the quotient rule, the product rule for exponents. So there's a lot going on there, and you're going to see a lot of this happening.